Good morning, Philippines. You're watching Xyke News. Today, Mr. De La Cruz has come to us to help on his math assignment. He says he has trouble understanding combinations and permutations in his math class today. Now, let's go to Professor Emmanuel, a math and science major graduate and possess a PhD in advanced math.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Jheyan, for the introduction. And now, Mr. De La Cruz, I will answer all of your questions. But firstly, what is permutations? Well, permutation is the arrangement of objects in different orders wherein order is taken into concern or the order matters. It is also a mathematical technique used to find the total amount of possible arrangements. And now, on to the first question. In how many different ways can we choose 10 people to become a president, vice president, and a secretary? Now, this problem is an example of a permutational problem. This is because the order is taken into concern and matters. Now, instead of laying out and listing out all of the possibilities, there's an easier way to find the total amount of different possible ways or arrangements. And that is with the help of the permutation solution or equation. NPR equals to n factorial over n minus r factorial. Oh, and by the way, factorial is the product of an integer and all integers below it. So for example, say we had a 3 factorial. We would then make it 3 times 2 times 1, and that answer would be the factorial. Okay, now back to the question. In this case, n is equals to 10 and r is equals to 3. So, we will substitute it 10 factorial over 10 minus 3 factorial, which would equate to 10 factorial over 7 factorial. Now, using factorial rules, we're going to divide 10 times 9 times 8, and we're going to leave it at 7 factorial. And since we have another 7 factorial, we're going to cancel both of them. Moving on, we are left with 10 times 9 times 8, which if we multiply, will lead to 720. Thus, there are 720 different ways or arrangements possible. And now, on to combinations. Combinations, on the other hand, are combining objects in a manner where order does not matter. It is also a mathematical technique used to find or determine the number of possible arrangements in a collection of objects where the order of the selection does not matter. Here is the equation of combination. NCR equals to n factorial over n minus r factorial in n and r factorial. Now, the second problem given is how many ways can we form a committee of 3 people from a group of 10 candidates? So in this problem, the n would be equal to 10 while r would be equal to 3. Now, if we were to substitute it, 10 factorial over 10 minus 3 factorial and 3 factorial. Now do the equation. We were left with 10 factorial, 7 factorial, and 3 factorial. Do it again. Factorial rules. 10 times 9 times 8, and we're going to stop again at 7 factorial since we have another 7 factorial here. Now, just like the first one, we're going to cancel it. And now we're left with 10 times 9 times 8 over 3 times 2 times 1, which would equate to 720 divided by 6. And now, for the finishing touches, 10, the combination would be equal to 120. Therefore, there are a total of 120 ways to form a committee of 3 people from a pool of 10 candidates. That's all it is. Back to you, Jheyan.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel, for guiding us each step of the way. Before we go to the next topic, we will be having raffle and one lucky winner will be chosen tomorrow to win a brand new house and lot. To submit your entry, just text 2031. Hashtag CNT News SND Night, and send selfie of yourself watching CNT News. Mrs. Calorada tweeted on our CNT News page that she has a 10% of winning since her family submitted 10 entries to the raffle. That may not be true. So now, let's go to Mr. Ezekiel, our statistic director, to determine your precise chances winning the lottery.
So, 10% chance of winning? That's wrong. If Mom Cherry's family, the Calhuerta family, submitted 10 entries to our raffle, and our team counts over 1,510 entries to the raffle, then that means that she has a chance of 1 out of 151 as being chosen to be the next lucky winner of a brand new house and lot, or a 0.66% chance. But don't get your hopes down. Remember, anything can happen. Back to you, Jheyan.
So there you have it, Mrs. Caloreta. Your family chance of winning are 0.66%, or 1 out of 151 chances of being chosen as the lucky winner. That is the CNT News for today. Thanks for watching and listening to the hottest details on the latest news. This is Jheyan Marinay. Have a great evening.
Close your